Would one that you would consider saying never to be Jake Paul and Conor McGregor?
First of all, I mean, he and I talked about that too. That kid couldn't even make 170. That's how big he is. I mean, he's calling out these guys that are, do you want to see that fight?
Of course not.
Then why are you even asking me about this? Why are we even talking about this?
I have to.
You do?
Yeah. I literally, I get emails, before these interviews. What are you talking to Dana White about? You do an interview with Logan Paul, and Jake Paul's out there talking about Conor, and Conor hit him on an Instagram back, called him a jackass.
But they're not even remotely close to being in the same weight class.
I know.
Not even remotely close.
I know.
And this kid's 6'1", 210. Conor McGregor's 155 pounds.
I know. And I think the question that I would ask you is like, what if Conor keeps tweeting at him? What if Conor says, "I'm not too small. Like I can beat anybody."
Conor would say that.
Of course
exactly something Conor would say. But
yeah.
Why isn't he calling out Israel Adesanya?
No.
I know. I know. No. And you know, and everybody else knows, and he knows too.
Yeah. Last thing on Jake Paul, would anything that he has kind of said and he's accused you of and this or that would make it pretty impossible to do business with him? Or
no, people have said lots of things about me.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody said more things about each other than me and Tito. And
yeah.
Tito is still here. I mean, it's a mean business. People say mean things, and I could care less about that kind of stuff. This is the biggest fight promotion in the history of the world. We have all the best fighters in the world. That's what I do. I deal in the best, fighting the best. Like I said, there's always going to be a market for those type of fights. It's just, this isn't the place for them.
Yeah. Let me ask you, scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you that Conor does fight this year?
How confident am I? I mean, I don't know. I would assume that he would be ready by the fall, but that depends on what a doctor says about his leg and how his leg heals.
If you knew as a fight fan you could see him one time this year, and this isn't about what you think makes the most money or the business decision or strip out a title, any of that, rankings, doesn't matter. Who would you want to see Conor fight as a fan? Gaethje, Oliveira, Islam, Max Holloway, Nate for a third time. Like, which one would you be most intrigued by?
The division is stacked with straight killers from 1 to 10. Any of those fights are great fights. I think I'm not even thinking about any of that stuff. I'm not even thinking about Conor fighting because Conor isn't fighting yet. Conor hasn't been cleared by a doctor. The media asks me literally every time I do an interview. You guys know what the answer is, but you still ask the question. He's not ready. When he is ready, we'll see what's what. A lot of fights will happen this summer. And then we can determine who he will fight when he's ready to fight.
Yep. Any news on Nate? He's out there on Twitter saying that he wants to fight. Any kind of thought about what you want to do with him?
Yeah, we'll get him a fight. Yeah. We owe him fights. I mean, I say this all the time. We got to give these guys 3 fights a year.
Yep.
We'll get him a fight.